room round, excuse me. And in the work the room round, the students are asked to go and speak to as many people as possible and engage in conversation, sort of like a cocktail party type situation. No cocktails, obviously,
right.
But how do they interact with numerous people and network?
Yes, networking is key. How do they get a chance to get around and perhaps talk to the most important person in the room that could potentially give them a job or a scholarship opportunity or an internship? They're having to figure out how to use those skills in that work the room. So that's happening simultaneously as well. Now, right behind us, the students actually, we talk about some of the fun things that students have a chance to do, and they're playing Pac-Man here in the Gauntlet. And so they're just engaging with the judges while playing Pac-Man. We had to take it back on one time.
Back to my day. Back. I was around when Pac-Man started, but you know, they're asked to explain how to play it. Now, some of these kids maybe know how to kill Pac-Man, some may not, and it's not that. Are they having a good conversation? And if you do know how to play Pac-Man, are you so obsessed with playing right now that you're not really engaging in the conversation? Those are the kinds of things the judges are asked to look for.
Yes, all kinds of skills here. Again, the poise, the confidence, the charisma, the je ne sais quoi, their handshake, eye contact, all that's being scored in those 60 seconds. The judge has to make a determination, 0, 5, 10, 20. How many points will the students earn in these stations? Now, also behind us, you'll see that the students are playing
cornhole.
Cornhole.
We're losing our words. I
know.
Cornhole, and it's not how well they score in cornhole. Can they have a conversation? You know, you may go to a work barbecue, a picnic, a picnic for the university you want to go to, where you're supposed to meet other students. How do you engage in that conversation, that small talk, while you're trying to participate in a task?
Yes, because a lot of times students aren't taught to engage with people, and it's very awkward for them as a young person to figure out, okay, how do I get to know you? How do you get to know me in a way that feels natural? And so the Amazing Shake helps to build on those skills for those students, which is great. And cornhole is a great way to do that.
Absolutely. Well, I'm not a good cornhole player, but I can talk, so that'll work for me. Now, over here, I love this. So there's a combination. I was right in the way.
We're going to stay out of the fire here. Let's go this way.
Let's go this way.
We're about to get hit by cornhole,
We have a cornhole injury on the set.
Sorry, excuse us.
No points will be deducted for that.
Sorry.
Excuse us. We got narrow passageways here. Some of these events, the students have been told they have some preparation to do. So they know some things that are coming, but we still put a twist on it, because preparation is a key to success as well. Other things they had no idea. One of the things they were told is to look into angel investors. What is an angel investor? And if you had something you wanted to pitch to an angel investor, what would that be? What they didn't know, though, is they walk in here and they're supposed to be at the gym getting on the treadmill next to the angel investor and trying to very quickly convince them, hey, you know what? I have something I'd really like for you to invest in.
Yeah, so we got to throw a twist in there to keep the students on their feet. That's one of the tenets of the Amazing Shake. How do you remain poised under pressure? Some things you got to prepare for, but you just never know. You could be in an elevator, you could be on the treadmill. How do you shoot your shot in that moment? So
that's right, and the treadmills are moving very slowly, and if anybody can't get on the treadmill, of course, we've made accommodations for that. So we'll kind of walk backwards this way. How am I doing? I don't want to get in the cornhole or any other flying debris or objects. So over here, the students are given a cue card where they have to read the weather forecast, and they've never seen this cue card before. But there's a storm, there's wind blowing, and some very difficult vocabulary there, actually, to be able to read about this winter storm with all the distractions happening around.
And you see all the snow, just setting the tone, setting the mood here for the students as they're waiting, as they're reading the cue card. They're teleprompter out in the field, and the snow's all around them. So we got to add that element to them as well.
And apparently there's the word aquabog. Am I saying that? Aquabog. Something, look it up.
Look it up.
So they have to read that word, and if they don't get it right, I don't know if I would have got it right, but do they stumble, or do they just kind of play it off like, well, that's how you say it?
That's how you pronounce it, right.
We all know that.
How do you keep it moving?
How do you keep it moving? So if we come around this area now, we're going to have a little series of a little bit more serious questions. So right here, we have FIFA World Cup set up. But I love this question. The question is, would you rather be the MVP of a team that lost the season? Or would you rather be a player on the championship team who really didn't get a lot of credit, didn't get a lot of playing time?
Yeah.
Which would you rather be, and why?
And why? That's so important. So in this moment, the students have
We got some snow
the
down
snow
there.
is taking over my face. But in this moment, the students have to think about their response. This is not something that you just say off the fly. Like, you want to think about it for a second and give a thoughtful reply. And the judges are not scoring on right or wrong, but what is the response that you give to this question, and how do you feel about it as well?
You know, when we leave here and people tune in, we're going to look like we need Head and Shoulders.
I know, right?
We might look like we have some dandruff in our hair. All right, so we're going to come on down to this row, and this is an interview alley here, and there are several more serious questions here, such as President Biden. He's 80 years old. When he runs, he'd be 82 years old. Should there be age limits set on people who run for president? Also, please know, any of the political type questions, students are not judged in any way on their political beliefs or viewpoints, but rather their ability to explain in depth what they feel and why they feel that way.
Absolutely. There's also questions that the students have to talk about themselves. So a judge says, I want to learn more about you. Tell me about you. And so in 60 seconds, the students have to give their elevator pitch. Who am I? Where am I from? What are things that I love to do? And so we teach students, you could be anywhere, in a grocery store, in the gym, walking down the street. How do you sell yourself to someone who could potentially set you up for an opportunity later in life?
And I think that the key for that is what sets you apart.
Yes.
You know, they're listening to 260 kids talk about themselves.
Yep.
You know, are you saying the same? I'm nice.
Right.
I'm funny. But like, are they really saying something that really makes them seem distinctive, set apart from others? And are they aware of that? One thing we want students to understand is that there's a difference between confidence and arrogance.
And arrogance, yeah.
You know, arrogance is if they come across sound like they're bragging. Confidence is just being very well aware and appreciative for the skills that you have. How are you able to explain that in a way that comes across the right way?
Comes away very natural. Another one of the rounds here is actually on a question on TikTok, and in China, how if you are 18 years old, users under 18 years old, there's a 60-second limit.
60 minutes.
60-minute limit on using TikTok. And so the question, a day, the question is, should the United States also put the limit on American children?
I'm sorry, snowflake flew up my nose. Y'all, it ain't real snow.
We're getting attacked
no,
by
it's not
the
real
snow.
snow, so that the snowflakes are still in the air. It's like, you know, it's not asbestos either.
Right.
Please know that. I heard that in the off topic, but I heard that like when they made like the Wizard of Oz and they had like the fake snow, it was asbestos, and it was really dangerous. They used to use asbestos for snowflakes.
Well, we don't have that here.
So there's your trivia question, just as another added bonus for you. If you go to something, they used to use asbestos for snowflakes.
Oh my goodness.
This is not asbestos.
This is not asbestos.
But even here, so the students, you know, they've been doing all kinds of, you know, moving around, but here it's just sitting down, leaning in, eye contact, listening to the question, being thoughtful in the way that you answer it.
And I'm curious to see, are these students giving a handshake? Because again, as we mentioned yesterday, the judge mentioned that this is the amazing shake. You're getting scored on the firmness of your handshake. As the students walk up.
I'm sorry, there's snow in your beard.
Oh gosh. Get the snow out of my beard. Is it still there? Okay. Yeah. So we're being judged right now. Score is 1 to 20. How we're handling this.
Right.
But are the students giving a handshake? I'm curious to know, as you all are watching this as well, are the students walking up and giving that firm handshake? Because the judges certainly are paying attention to that this morning.
Absolutely. Now, I love this challenge over here. So this is the one challenge where you could actually get 30 points rather than 20.
30 points.
But when you walk up, there are 3 different lids there with 3 different questions underneath, and it tells you, do you want 0 to 10 point question, 0 to 20, or 0 to 30?
Yes.
And so you could go for the 30 point question.
These are hard questions.
They're hard questions, but you might only get 5 points. Do you go for it, or do you stick with the easy question? The 30 point question, think about how you'd answer this. Is it ever okay to lie?
Tell us, is it ever okay to lie?
And then the 20 point question is a little different. Your friend sings for you. They have a horrible singing voice. Do you lie and tell them that it sounds good? Then the easiest question is, why is it important to tell the truth? But that 30-point one, that's a hard question to be able to answer and feel like, oh gosh, is it the right thing? And it's not what do they say it is or isn't. It's how are they able to defend their answer.
Defend their answer. That's important.
So hard one.
I'm curious to know as well in the comments. You let us know how you would answer those particular questions. Would you go for the hard one? And well, you don't know what the question is, but if you were asked that, is it okay to lie? Is it ever okay to lie? You tell us in the comments.
It's interesting. I thought they would all go for the 30, but I've seen some kids actually go, a lot of them are going for the 20. I saw a couple go for the 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I'll tell you right now,
nerves.
if my friend sings and it doesn't sound good, I'm telling them, maybe not so good.
I think it depends.
Yeah.
If they're saying, I'm going to go audition for American Idol, I'm saying, oh, no, baby. But if
might not want to do that.
we're singing in the car together, you're great. So maybe it just depends.
It's all about context, that's a great way to answer it. Yeah. You're going for American Idol, maybe not your forte.
That's right. So if you are just joining us, we are live on the Gauntlet floor.
Yes.
This is the Global Amazing Shake. Over 7,400 students from across the country, in Canada, around the world, have actually participated in Amazing Shake competitions at their local schools and their districts, and the top 260 are here to compete for the Global Amazing Shake champion. Last night we had the practice rounds. We had Miss America here, Nia Franklin, last night, and she was helping the students and coaching them. We had an amazing, spectacular grand opening, and then today this is the real deal.
Yes.
So they're competing here, and in a work of the room challenge, those scores are combined, and then that will be what will determine who gets the top 50 slots. Now, one thing, they also had an opportunity to get 5 bonus points before they walked in this door. Tell them about that.
Yes, and so there were idols here all around the school that the students, if they went to a website and they clicked on a link, they had an opportunity to find out that there were hidden idols all around the school. Now, if they found those idols, they have an opportunity to walk into the Gauntlet and automatically earn 5 points on their card, which could make or break someone from moving on to the next round. And so we love that element of the Amazing Shake this year, making it fun, keeping the kids on their toes so they never know what's gonna hit them.
That's right, and when they received a video instructions about what's going to happen at the Amazing Shake, there was a little website that appeared, and if they were smart, they were clever, they paid attention, they went to the website, it told them about the idols. So some of the students who walked in the door, the very first thing they did last night was look for idols.
Look for idols. I saw a lot.
And they got them.
And they got those idols.
And others, they started to, buzz started to be around, but some of the kids had already found it because they had done their research and they had prepared, so it's interesting.
Absolutely. Also want to take a moment to thank our sponsors for making the Global Amazing Shake happen this year. Our presenting sponsor, the Home Depot, shout out to them for coming on board as our top sponsor this year and making this all possible. And also LED Atlanta, our sponsor this year. They did all the LED screens in the auditorium, making that look beautiful and really bringing this experience to the next level. So shout out to LED Atlanta.
Absolutely. So let's kind of walk around this way. Maybe we can try to talk to some of these chaperones that are here if possible. Let's see if we can maybe
I think we got to exit out, yes.
Let's see if I can do this with grace. I don't know. We're going to try. We're going to try.
Got you. All right. So we'll follow Kim over here and let's talk to some chaperones.
How y'all doing? Can we talk to y'all?
Are you coming this way?
So tell us, hi, so where are y'all from?
We're from Corpus Christi, Texas.
And how many students do you all here?
We have 6 with us.
And have they all been through the Gauntlet yet?
I believe our first one's about to go up right now.
Oh, wonderful. So you want to give a shout out to your students? Tell us who they are.
We have Ella, 8th grade, Sophia, 8th grade, Emily, 8th grade, Sarvine, 7th grade, Stella, 7th grade, and Randall Martini, 6th grade.
Wonderful. And did you do a competition at your local school?
Yes, we did.
And how many years have you been doing this?
This is my 2nd year, but
We've been here since the very beginning. So the very first year that y'all opened this up, we've been here every year.
And if you felt like this has been something that's really been helpful for your students, is it a big deal at your school? Tell us about that.
Absolutely. The students that have participated this in the past feel that it's changed their lives for the better, and they attribute a lot of their success to this program. So we couldn't be more thankful. Actually, I was in the room with Kirk Brown when he first brought it up when I was here in 2017, and I was on fire. And we've been doing it since. So.
And I just want to say, as a parent, these are the teachers who really shepherded our program. And so my daughter's been here for 2 years already, and it's been fantastic to watch her grow. She loves the Ron Clark Academy and loves coming here, and hopefully we get to come back again next year as well.
That's awesome. So it is a combination of the schools putting this on and working hard, and then having the parental support all coming together. And introduce yourselves to us. So we have your name.
my name is Nicole Karbowski.
Marcy Levings, and I'm the principal.
Hi, Robert Guerra.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for what you do for your kids. It's a lot. So we have a lot of chaperones that are here that are school leaders, teachers, and it's their spring break. But and they have just come here because they understand how this is so helpful for their students to build that confidence, to be able to have the opportunity to come to something like this, to interact with other students, and so some really dedicated, amazing educators.
We got some more chaperones that we love to talk to over here as well, Kim. So come on over. Hey y'all, how you doing? So tell us your name.
Leah Neary, Wahluke School District, Mattawa, Washington.
Washington in the building. We love Wahluke District.
Autumn Harlow.
Autumn Harlow. So tell us, why are y'all here at the Amazing Shake? Obviously you have students here, but how many students do y'all have representing in the competition this year?
We have 10 students that we brought this year to the Amazing Shake, along with 7 educators.
Awesome. And so why is it so important for y'all to come back year after year? Y'all have been here many years and continue to bring students here. Why is it so important for y'all to bring your students here?
I think it's twofold. part of it's the experience for our kids. We come from a small town in eastern Washington, so they don't get out much. And the other part is we want to keep building our program. So this year we brought 7 staff members. Last year we brought 6 staff members.
Wow.
Just trying to keep our staff members coming and keep the program going.
That's awesome, and you absolutely are building the program. We love to see it. So a lot of times educators are asking, how do you prepare your students for the Amazing Shake? So I'm curious, what are some things that you did to get your students ready for the Global Amazing Shake competition? Is it something that y'all do like in after school? Is it daily? What are some things that y'all do at your school?
So obviously what we'd like to do is not prepare. It's just a way of life at our school district. That's our goal. We're not quite there yet. So we prepare catch our kids before school. We catch them at lunchtime and they come in, and we catch them in after school and on Saturdays as well.
I love that. Awesome. And so what have the students found in that preparation? What is their feedback about how y'all have been able to prepare them? What do they love about it? What are some things that they want to continue to work on?
I think they just like to spend time outside of school with their teachers. I think that's fun. We've been able to join up with, we have a school district about a half-hour away, so we've joined up with them and driven to them, and they've come to us. So just the experiences of meeting up with new kids, hanging out with their staff members in a different light, it's pretty fun, yeah.
Well, we appreciate y'all for coming back every year and giving your students this opportunity. We know that it's so valuable, and we'll prepare them for opportunities in the future. So thank you. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so as y'all see here, a lot of chaperones are invested in preparing their students for the Amazing Shake and preparing them for life in general. And so we just want to give you some perspectives from some of the staff members, the chaperones, and the parents that are here with us today as well.
And I love we have some schools that are just starting the program, but they brought their educators to really see what this could be, what they're working toward. But we also give a lot of guidelines. Like, how do you do this simply? How do you begin in your local school? How do you get community members, Rotary Club members, Civic League members, business leaders, just to come in, to interact with your students, to engage with them? That's just how you even begin it. But also in our classrooms here and in these schools that are represented, we try to infuse this into everything, just like that one educator just said. We want our students in class to look each other in the eyes, not just look at the teacher, but look at each other to say, what do you think about that? I'm not sure how I got that answer. Could you help me? To be able to uplift one another, support each other, to be able to stand and give your answers, and to be able to talk about what you got right, what you got wrong, but be able to do that. And the support thing is a big piece here too. I love that she said that their district works with another district. They're rural. It brings their students together. That's part of the goal of this weekend too. As I mentioned earlier in our earlier broadcast, you know, our students here, they're placed in crews, which is really beautiful. One student from each school, and these crews, they meet throughout the weekend so that they can build lifelong bonds that may last them. Hopefully these kids will stay in touch forever.
They will.
And interact and share about how their school is and where they live and how it's very different, because they come from all different types of towns, cities, suburbs, it's just beautiful. And so that interaction, these kids all have a sense of belonging. It's been really beautiful to watch.
It's all about that community building for sure. So let's take a look at some of the other stations here that's on the Gauntlet floor we mentioned. So right over here at the White House, they're being asked a question. They're a press secretary. They're being drilled with tough questions and how do they think on their feet and respond? Again, the Amazing Shake is about being poised under pressure. So is it a question that they're familiar with? Do they know how to answer it? If they aren't, how do they stand in that moment confidently and navigate through that situation? Or if they know it, how do they be confident and answer that very intellectually? So that's being judged here as well.
And one thing, so you really start to separate the students who do well from the students who become the champions in this, is also having an understanding of, all right, what is the scenario I've just been given? So if I am the White House press secretary, am I supposed to just lean down and talk right there to the judge? Or I'm at a podium, I've got a microphone, I'm supposed to be addressing the media. I'm supposed to be addressing a room. Do they do that in the effective way? Or do they not even really register, oh, I'm a White House press secretary? It's very different than if they're in one of these other challenges. Like right here, they're on the Tonight Show, and it's really just tell me about yourself. They're kind of having engaging conversation. Do they only look at the interviewer? There's been a couple, I love it, they sit up, but they're also like they're answering to the studio audience that, you know, that's not there.
But the awareness that I'm on a night show, all of us have seen, you know, a Tonight Show or Jimmy Kimmel Live, and you're talking to Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon, but you're also talking to the audience. And so I love, like you said, how the students are aware in that moment.
And having that posture. And how do I sit? Do I lean back on the couch or do I sit forward and lean in? That young lady was just doing really well because she was leaning forward. So those are just subtle little things that can make a big difference. Now, if you have a middle school student, or if you have any student, or if you're an adult even, one of the most popular shows on Netflix has been Wednesday, based on the Addams Family Wednesday, and it's just, it's a brilliantly done show. Honestly, I was like, well, I should watch this because all the students are watching it, and then I was hooked. I watched every episode.
Oh, really?
I
still need to go watch it.
absolutely loved it. It was so clever, so witty, and just phenomenal. So we have Wednesday Addams, our Wednesday Addams over here, and the students are supposed to try to convince Wednesday that she should, in fact, participate in the Global Amazing Shake. But her face, deadpan. She's just sitting there staring at him, no smile, no response. Very hard to try to be engaging with someone who's just not responding to you well.
No, seriously, I think we've all been there before where we're trying to have a conversation with someone and you're just not getting that feedback.
Nothing.
In fact, that actually happened this past weekend. I was watching the Oscars and Ashley Graham was on the red carpet and she
saw that with Hugh Grant.
With Hugh Grant, and
he wasn't having it.
He was not having it, but she was so poised. I mean, the questions weren't good, but she was still poised in that moment when he was not responding to her. I don't think that, he should have done that to her, but she was poised in that moment. Like, I'm trying to have a conversation, do my job, not getting the response I need.
Please give me something here. Give me something.
Yes. But she handled it. So she would have got a 20 from me if I was a judge.
Well, there you go. That's good to hear. So
but that's what
they're doing with Wednesday Addams over here. Now, this boxing ring, it's been funny. So they're given a prompt, you're about to battle Mean Joe Green, go up there, give your hype talk, and engage with him. And some of the kids are up there boxing. It's so funny. We didn't tell them to box with them. It's more like, give your hype talk. But if they're going for it, that's fine. Nobody's actually really hitting anyone. But some of the kids are shuffling and how do you tastefully do trash talk? Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But, just kind of being hype, but being appropriate.
Hyping them up, getting them ready for the big fight. And so how do the students sort of dig deep and think about how do you motivate someone, but also do it in a way that's going to hype them up so that they can win their fight?
Right, and that whole sportsmanship thing is very important to us here at our school.
Yes.
We talk about that we celebrate our team, but you still aren't ever ugly to the other team. How do you, get really excited but not be ugly?
Mean and mean-spirited about it.
There's a way to do it, and so we're just kind of trying to see how they handle that situation.
Yeah. So all kinds of different challenges here in the Gauntlet, as you've seen. We've taken you around this Gauntlet floor, just a little bit of everything, just a piece of fun, a piece of current events, a piece of personality and who they are, just to give students a well-rounded experience of what life really means and how do you show up and be yourself authentically and confidently every day.
That's right. And so the students in the room, those scores are combined with these. After lunch today, we will be announcing our top 50 students. And then we'll move to the theater. We'll be broadcasting live from the theater where you can see them answering different questions, engaging in different competitions. Tomorrow morning, the top 10 finalists will also have on-stage interviews. But the first thing that they will have is that they're going to have a breakfast. But it's not just any breakfast.
It's not any breakfast at all.
Fine china, all those forks, all those knives, all those spoons. We have a harpist.
Harpist coming.
We have a harpist coming, black tie service. But as to preparation for that, the students who are not in the Gauntlet or in the workroom, there's another place where they are this morning, perfectly polished. We've worked with them for years.
Love them.
We love these ladies. They're teaching etiquette skills. How do you know which knife, which fork, which spoon? How do you eat a cupcake? I never knew until then that you're supposed to cut the bottom off, put it on top, make a sandwich, and eat the cupcake.
Wait, what?
You've been eating cupcakes all wrong.
Who knew?
But I think this is for the little cupcakes. Now we make cupcakes that's like the size of a hamburger, but a little cupcake, you cut the bottom off, you put on top, and then you don't get icing on your nose.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So I'm learning here live on the broadcast.
That's right. And
as
if you
well.
have your breakfast biscuit or croissant, you don't just pick it up. You tear off a piece, you take just a dab of butter, one bite. Another piece, dab of butter, one bite. You never slather butter all over that croissant.
What? I'm today years old.
I
need to go into the etiquette class right now.
So these are those subtle little things that they're being taught, and we'll see how well they remember that when we put some really good food in front of them. Are they more concerned with that really good food or engaging in the conversation?
But here's another one that folks always get confused when you sit down at a dinner table. Which one is my bread and which one is my cup?
People take your drink?
People take your drink. Like, no,
and you're like, no.
Hello, like, that's mine. You drank my water. So they're learning that in the etiquette class with perfectly polished as well. They come back every year, do a phenomenal job, give our students and your students these skills that they can take with them for life.
Yeah, because our purpose is we want our students to always, when they walk into any event, anywhere, to sit down and feel confident. Never to be nervous, never to be like, I don't know what to do. We just want them to have that confidence.
Yes. So that's going to be it here from the Gauntlet floor. Again, as we mentioned, we're going to go live a little bit later for when we announce the top 50. Now, the students who earn the top 5 in the Gauntlet round, they automatically get a chance to move on to the top 50, and also the top 5 students in the work the room, they automatically get a spot in the top 50. And so that's going to be an exciting moment this morning, so you want to make sure that you tune in for that when we go back live there.
Absolutely. So we have enjoyed having you here with us. This will be posted up later live for you to, or on our Facebook page,
Yes.
so you can go back in and give shout outs to those students you like and share it with the other people in your community who've supported these students and who have uplifted them as well.
Absolutely.
So
That's
thank
gonna be it.
y'all.
We'll see y'all later.